Welcome back, my single solitary viewer, to F1 2021, my team! Flouze Crew Racing, led by racing superstar Sid Garcia, apparently. So we had a podium on the first race. This should not be. The vehicle, if we look at the R&D charts, the vehicle should be in the area of Aston Martin Alpine. That's where it should be. Or at least that's where Tictum should be, our teammate. So the difficulty level is a little too high, a little too low, rather. I raised it. We'll see if that's enough. And in terms of corporate, we've already, in the single first race, met the goal bonus for Xenon Dynamics. I had taken this thinking, you know what? You know what? I think that one's going to be difficult to get, and apparently I didn't put the difficulty level at the correct spot, so the goal bonus will be achieved. I don't know when we're going to get that 5 million, because I don't know when the contract, big term comes to an end, but that kind of bonus could let us recruit, if we wanted to, Kimi Räikkönen, for example, to the team. We can add another sponsor when we get a team acclaim of 5. We're at team acclaim 3. So we might be able to get that soon, but we added the sponsor to the car. And now it's time for us to add more R&D. Let me see, we could get this rear wing main plane, which, oh, actually this one, we got a minus 26%. We should take it while we can. At this rebate, so let's do that. What? I don't know what happened there. Oh, the part failed, so we should probably redo this part, because that way we have a 0% chance of failure when we upgrade that part in the powertrain. I'll spend it on this. Oh, we should actually schedule the activities. Oof. So obviously, sponsor event is gonna raise our team acclaim. I think that's worth it. We've got a lot of days ahead of us, and I think we should spend that money to get more acclaim in order to get more sponsors faster. We could take the sponsor advisor. Yeah, that way we get again more money and stuff. Let's do that. Love money, don't you? Money is one of the best things to wipe your tears with. Power department focus. Chassis equip upgrade, let's do that. That's worth it. And hold on, let's go back. How many days do I have? I have 4 days left, so I should do obviously G-force for our second driver and durability team building. That's so now that we've scheduled our stuff, we can go back to the calendar in advance time. We've had some failures. Where are these failures? Probably aero. So normally, like, this should tell us, oh, we failed, but I get nothing. And nothing. But you can see here that we've got the thing here that failed. So we can reorder it, and we're good. I think it's time to go to the race weekend. Of course, as usual, I don't record the practice. I think that would be just a little too boring. But yeah, let's go to Imola, and I'll see you at qualifying. Welcome to Imola, and practice went quite well, except for 2 spin-outs. There's 2 places where I spin out the car. On this track. Actually, it's one place. Let's see. But the pressing matter here is that we have a rainy qualifying session. That is, that's gonna up the difficulty level for yours truly quite a lot. We're gonna have to see how that goes. I can't imagine it going particularly well, let me be honest. But is it bad rain? Is it medium rain? What type of rain do we have? Oh, look at that, we have our sponsor on the car. Let the qualifying lap begin. Let's see how we do. Not a whole lot of racers have posted times quite yet. They should start coming in while I do this lap, though. There they are. Yeah, this is very different under the rain. Very different handling. And you can tell I gotta be a lot safer. But this is the frightening one. This is where I would tend to spin out, and I have to brake way ahead compared to dry settings. So actually that went well. That corner actually went well in the rain. That was not too hard. Because you have to start braking so much farther ahead when it's raining that actually the car doesn't have nearly the same amount of speed in the corner. And that means it provides the traction. But it's also a lot slower, obviously. But everybody's slow, because everybody's under the rain. So how slow will I be the last turn and into the thing, fourth? That's a strong time. But I think there's a lot of time for other teams to beat that. But we're qualifying closer to where the car is supposed to be, if we end up ninth, you know.
And with qualifying complete,
and we do end up
let's
ninth.
review our top
Okay.
three today. Hamilton, Bottas, and Max Verstappen. Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix.
So we've just reached Team Acclaim 5, so after this race we'll be able to get a new sponsor, I think.
The locals will be out in force today to support their team in what we hope will be a magnificent spectacle of motorsport. On then to the Amelia Romania Grand Prix. 3.1 miles of track here at Imola, featuring 19 turns, 9 to the right and 10 to the left. Remember that Imola differs from most other Formula One circuits as it's driven anti-clockwise. Let's hope no one forgets that today. The exit from turn 18 will probably be the setup for many of today's overtakes, leading as it does into the longest straight of the circuit and its only DRS zone. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Perez, Daniel Ricciardo, and Sainz, Norris, Leclerc, Garcia, and Sebastian Vettel, Gasly, Ocon, Yuki Tsunoda, and Russell, Stroll, Raikkonen, Daniel Ticktum, and Antonio Giovinazzi. Fernando Alonso, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Mazepin, Mick Schumacher, and Nicholas Latifi. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Alright, so changing the tires halfway through the race feels right to me. That's what I did last time. So I think we're ready to start the race and see how much damage raising the difficulty level has done. Is that a terrible start? Looks okay for now. Oh, this is bad news. It's actually not that bad news. Oi. Oi. Such close quarters. Arriba, arriba, arriba! Alright. That was not Italian, I know. But Sainz was in front of me. So I let expletives fly that he could understand. Okay, this is the most difficult corner for me, and I'm not surprised I lost time there. That corner 12 there is just killing me. Okay, let's not spin out. Whee! I did not feel the car adhering to the track too much there. Yeah, I don't know if I think this might be the finish order if I don't spin out. Whee! I was getting too close. I was getting too close to the sun and got burnt. Oi! Yeah, I lost some grip there, and that cost a lot. Leclerc is trying to take advantage of this situation. But that was afraid of that turn 12, I lose traction, and that's really the most, like, it's the most vulnerable place for me on the track. That makes it a little bit hard, because if I get just a little too far behind...
Approaching the pit window, you'll be on the mediums.
You bastard. He DRS'd off me. There was nothing I could do. But I'm quite unable to catch up to anyone really in this track.
The car ahead is a second a lap faster than you.
And they're saying, okay, Leclerc gained a position that last lap, so obviously he would have beaten me quite a lot in that on that lap. But I don't know. I don't think he's actually a full second, faster than me. Otherwise, he'd be, let's say, farther ahead. I'm not pitting this lap. I'm pitting next lap. Okay.
We're boxing this lap. Give us the best in lap you can.
Well, Jeff, you're hoping for a little much here.
The car behind is dropping back by about 3/10 a lap.
Can our pit crew beat Ferraris? That is the question, because we're really close here. Really close.
Exit now. You'll be racing as you leave the pit.
Oh, no. We didn't. If there was
Daniel is in the pits. Daniel in the pits.
If there was a turn where I would gain the time I lose on turn 12 and that I could take advantage of, I would love it, but there doesn't seem to be the case. No, I don't like this.
That's P9. 9th place now.
So Sainz lost a position by pitting later, so my pitting early, or a lap, on lap 8, was probably the right choice in that case. Pitted where I did. I didn't mess it up this time. Perhaps I'll be close enough to pull a move on the straight.
This pace is strong, but be aware your tyres need to go the distance.
They do not. Oi! Oi! I may have exceeded the track limits. And got a warning. Oi! Dios mío! Yeah, I've lost too much ground now and I won't be able to DRS anymore. So this is basically the result. There's basically, unless I spin out, there's no chance Vettel can catch up. So all I have to do is drive the car home, and we got 2 points. Well, Lewis Hamilton won this one. He's got that one in the bag. Unfortunately, the usual suspects return to the front of the standings. I think Bottas will still hang on, though, because he's probably finished second. And we can see that the difficulty level is much better suited as well. We're roughly where we should be, or closer to it.
Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
It's got to be Lewis Hamilton. I mean, he pulled off some impressive feats out on the track today, even by his standards.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. There was also a strong showing from the McLaren team today, as they make their way up the standings. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
So Dan Ticktum finished 15th. I'm happy with that. Compared to his skill level, this is good. That means we're giving him a pretty good car, and the little bonuses that we gave him in the driver activities and stuff have paid off. Focusing his pace seems to have helped. Hopefully he'll start contributing R&D points in practice. He barely does any of that. He's really quite bad. He makes me miss Sten.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. You're breaking all expectations. What's your secret? Not a great day for your teammate today. What do you think went wrong? Appreciate your time.
Yeah, there we go. We've got the acclaim we needed, and we now match Dan Dictum in acclaim, and we've already reached level 6 for the team. This is not bad. So I don't know if I should be looking at the new sponsor, but I can do what I can without advancing days. But advancing days is for the beginning of next episode. But of course we can go to the marketing department event because, you know, there's yet again an issue, apparently.
Hey, the marketing team wants to run this one past you.
So the F1 Esports Series wants to invite some of our team to an event to increase their profile with fans of the sport. A deal can be arranged, but it would mean losing some time in development. What should we do? So we can increase our team acclaim and lose resource points. Or just keep the resource points. So in my opinion, actually, the team acclaim is more important because we're not going to be having a winning team this season. But if we work on working the acclaim this season and have the maximum points for next season, we might be able to do really good next season, like compete with the top 3.
Thanks for handling that.
So we're gonna agree to participate in this event. And yeah, in terms of performance comparison, I'm like actually Sid is overperforming because he's beating McLaren, kind of. Well, he's beating AlphaTauri, and Dan Tictum is struggling to beat Alfa Romeo, so he still needs help. I'm still thinking overall that we're gonna be needing a different teammate at the halfway point of the season. But we have unlocked a secondary sponsor spot. So let me take a look as we close this episode down and take a look at what we could get. So there's 2 things to look at: weekly income, and of course the highest weekly income can be really good. But if the goal bonus is something that I should be able to achieve and it's quite high, then, you know, we should do that. So for example, this goal, complete all practice programs in a weekend, I do that basically every time. So those are guaranteed 136k basically. But it doesn't pay that great. Scoring 1 point sounds really reasonable. Feels like I could do that almost every time, but it's not as guaranteed as the other ones, and it's not we don't earn that much more. Highland, overtake 5 different drivers during a race. That's tough, actually. There's a lot of races where there's no chance you could do 5 overtakes in a race, and the payout is not even good, you know. Qualify P15 or better. I think that's almost guaranteed, this one. But the other guaranteed distort is even easier. Top 12 during the race for pay night. That's not bad. As a team, complete a total of 10 laps during a race weekend. That's like ridiculously easy. Top 14 finish. Answer at least 2 interview questions during a race weekend. So far, I've done that every time, but that's not guaranteed at all. So I think I'm gonna grab Distort because completing all practice programs in a weekend should be easy points for me. So this should be reliable money. We should add this sponsor. All right. So I'm gonna add the sponsor to the car, And that's going to be it. You'll see the new sponsor appear on the car next episode. And hopefully you'll join me then to see what the car looks like. Till then, bye-bye.
Sponsored by the Flouze Crew on Patreon.